He looks like he owns credit. Oh my gosh. Man like Arthur from Batman.
Dzień dobry, namaste, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour. How are you doing? This is Ken at 10. Good morning to you. I hope you're all well. It is Thursday, the 23rd of March. And of course, many are fasting now for Eid. So my sympathies with you if you're fasting. I don't know how you do that. How you fast, I don't know. I'm someone who, when I need to eat, I need to eat. And I do it, constantly throughout the day. I'm not a big eater, but when I need to, I need to. So good luck to you if you're going through fasting this Eid. Today's a really important day because it's a meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of England. And this is where they decide what they're going to do about interest rates. And we've had the banking crisis, and yet another banking crisis, haven't we? And what does this mean? Well, it probably won't extend itself in ways that some might expect in a full-blown crisis, but there is contagion. And what I mean by that is when one bank goes bust or gets bought by another, at some point stock is dumped onto the market, or they're involved in loans which are interconnected with other banks, and all bank shares then people lose confidence in the banks, their shares tumble, and the more vulnerable ones can end up getting swallowed by the bigger ones or supported by their governments. The problem that the governments have is that they can't support them for 100% of the debt, because if they did, the banks would be at no risk for investing whatever they like. And most of the money that you deposit with your bank, bear in mind, they go on risk on investments. It's just what they do. They might be secure investments, such as US Treasury gilts or bonds, but they are nonetheless investments, and they only ever hold a small amount of capital. So therefore, if there is a run on a bank, i.e. everybody wants their money, they have to sell those investments at a discount to the price which they bought them at, and that's when a bank can end up collapsing. Now, the flip side of this is, what do they do now? We've had this situation. What it tends to mean is that banks become more careful about lending. So what I think we're going to see over the next few weeks is banks start to tighten their criterion in terms of mortgage lending further. And that's going to be a bit of a pain on top of the interest rates rises we've seen. That's the bad news. The good news is there's more of a chance today that interest rates won't rise because of the banking crisis. Because if we're in a situation where banks aren't lending anyway, then it could be argued that the MPC don't need to raise the base rate in order to ensure that inflation is quelled, because the system itself might end up doing this. The conspiracy theorists think that's one of the reasons why we have a banking crisis. I'm not sure about that. I'm not clever enough to know. But what I do know is we can expect a tightening in criterion of banks, and that we're at the top of, or possibly the very last of, the interest rate rises. The predictions prior to this were for a 0.5% rise at this point. It could be that that is reduced to 0.25, like the Fed did very recently, or it could be we see no increase at all. So really interesting times in terms of the interest rate cycle, because it could signal the end of the interest rate rise cycle. We'll see. We'll know later on today. I think they meet at midday. So we'll see what happens with interest rates then. The How to Rent guide is getting revised again, by the way. So if you are a landlord, make sure you serve the latest How to Rent guide. It hasn't, the new one's not yet out. They said it would be out last week. It's not out yet. But when it does come out, we'll let you know, just to make sure that you serve the correct How to Rent guide on your tenants. Because if you don't, it could have serious implications if you ever find yourself in court. Apart from that, it's a nice bright day today, a little bit warmer. Left my big chunky jacket at home and came in my light one today, which is always a sign that the weather's turning a little bit nicer. And it's so much brighter, isn't it? Clock's going forward on Sunday, which I always love. And it's nice to see some brighter mornings and brighter evenings, isn't it? And most importantly, it's a little bit warmer. So looking forward to a bit more sunshine, because houses always look better in the sunshine. And that's what we do here, is sell houses. If you're thinking of selling this year, it's probably one of the toughest years we've seen for many years. Therefore, you need someone who's got your back. You need an agent that understands the market, is confident about what's going on and why it's going on, so that your buyers have confidence and give you the best possible offer in a more difficult market. So if you're currently on the market, thinking of selling, thinking of renting, just want to chat about it, as always, give me a call. That's what we're here for. We've got your back. 0208 679 8601, or drop me an email, ken@jamesalexander.com. Apart from that, have a fantastic day. Fingers crossed for the interest rates. We'll update you as soon as we know. So then, look after yourselves, and if you can, your family and friends. Ciao.